Forgiveness is one of those things in this life we will have to continuously contend with. Until the Lord calls us home, there will always be opportunity for you to forgive somebody or even for you to ask for forgiveness. Forgiveness is not an easy thing. It is always a struggle. My name is Jessie Mwai, and allow me just for a few minutes to speak to you on what I have entitled The Struggle to Forgive. The Struggle to Forgive. Now, according to the word of the Lord in Matthew chapter 18, verse 21, the Apostle Peter, one of the disciples of Jesus, came to Jesus and asked, Lord, how many times shall I forgive my brother or sister who sins against me? Up to 7 times? And Jesus answered, I tell you, not 7 times, but 70 times 7 times. Of course, my version says, but 77 times. In other words, 70 multiplied by 7 times. What Jesus Christ was basically saying that you cannot put a figure, you cannot put a number of how many times you ought to forgive. Because if you were to start counting, that would be like 490 times. I mean, it will be too tedious for you to keep counting. Oh, I forgive you this other time, I forgive you this other time. Jesus Christ the message simply was clear that you cannot put a number. It is not how many times you forgive, but that every time somebody offends you, sins against you, you have no option but to forgive. But forgiveness is always a struggle. Again, of course, depending on the magnitude of the offense, the magnitude of the hurt that you have probably been subjected to. And yet, according to the Lord's Prayer, as Jesus Christ taught his disciples to pray, part of it says that asking God for forgiveness, even as we forgive those who have offended us. In other words, even God's forgiveness is also dependent on, are you willing to forgive somebody else? In other words, you cannot ask God to forgive you of your own sin if you cannot forgive those who have sinned or those who have offended you. But it is a struggle. And yet, forgiveness is probably also one of the most rewarding things that you will actually ever do from time to time. Because forgiveness is not so much for the offender as much as they will be blessed by it, but it is so much for you who is choosing to forgive. Yes, some things can be very grievous. Yes, some things may replay over your mind and your head over and over, what she did, what they did, what they said, and how they hurt you, how they backstabbed you. It may replay in your mind over and over again. But God's grace is always sufficient to choose to forgive. So maybe you're there and you're probably struggling with forgiveness. Allow me to just maybe give you a few things that maybe you can do. First and foremost is name that thing. Name that offense that was done. Maybe were you betrayed? It is good to acknowledge, I felt betrayed, or I felt insulted, I felt disrespected, I felt this person took advantage of me. It's good to name it so that you also know what you are actually forgiving. And then number 2, after you name it and identify what it is that really, really, truly hurt you, is that you must choose and say, Lord, I choose to forgive this person. I may not feel like it, but it's an act of the will. I choose to forgive them, even as you have forgiven me. But then the third thing is also important. If it is possible, go to that person. Talk to that person. Send them a text message and tell them, listen, you offended me, but I have chosen to forgive you. Sometimes those who offend you sometimes may not even know. They are not even aware they offended you. Or sometimes they're too proud to come to you. But you choose and say, I choose to forgive you. So call them up and say, listen, let's have this conversation. They may not even acknowledge that they offended you. But for you, it is important for you to just tell them, I release you from this offense. I choose to forgive you. But then the next thing is understand this, that forgiveness takes a while. Depending again on the magnitude, you may not, one day you may feel, after choosing to forgive, you may feel okay, you may feel like that thing has left you. But then another time, the memory of it, the hurt, the pain, and sometimes it's easy to beat yourself over the head feeling, maybe I didn't forgive. No, it takes time. Healing takes time. Forgiveness is the beginning of the journey, but healing takes time. Remember, you are on a journey to forgive. But then the next thing that you must remember is this: never retaliate. Don't repay evil for evil. Be the bigger person. Don't do the same thing that they did to you. Don't do it to them. Don't do it to somebody else. Choose to be the bigger person. And then the last thing that I will also encourage you is continue doing good to others. Sometimes our good may not even be acknowledged, but keep doing, even to that person who offends you. Be kind, be nice to them. Don't do anything to offend them. But I must also add this. If you are the offender, I think it is important for you to acknowledge that you offended somebody and go and ask that person for forgiveness. Unfortunately, the reality is that some relationships are almost permanently damaged because of offenses. And you should not beat yourself over the head because of that. Maybe somebody betrayed you and that trust was broken. Trust takes time. It can take months. It can take years to rebuild. Sometimes some relationships may never quite recover to the level that they were before that offense. Don't beat yourself over it. The important thing is that you have chosen to forgive. May God multiply grace upon grace over your life, even as you choose to forgive, whether it is a small offense, whether it is a big offense. And God's grace is sufficient. God bless you. Please share this with as many people as possible, and you never know, somebody might be helped. Till next time, God bless you.